Hello everyone, welcome to Harv's World. We are back and it's spring. Spring for each and every one of us, at least me, Caveman, and Sharko. Say hi guys.
Hello.
Hello.
There they are. So, we advanced into spring. I'm going to bring you guys up to date first and foremost on our contracts. Now, we decided on the last stream that we can't make more than $250,000 per month for contracts. Winter was barren, so we didn't make much there, but you can see right here on our contract income that we are not over 250,000 on any given month. And we're done with contracts for March. That brings us up to over $800,000. We did spend some money on a new truck, which we'll look into later. Anyway, we have got Eric Kuntz, Eddie18, providing so much incredible information about precision farming. Lifehawk, David Smith, and I'll bet Glenda's lurking back there. Hi, Glenda. Easy Rider, Jordan the Canadian Kid, and Dust Bunny's back again. Good to have you all with us today. We're going to spend this money, of course, because we've got the million dollar challenge in front of us. And we need rapid growth and expansion. So, we're all parked at a field that we have had our eyes on kind of since the beginning. We've got 20 and 21. We now want to pick up 22. We can afford that now. It's $526,000. And we are going to buy that first and foremost and spend most of the money we just hard earned. So there we go. And then we're going to purchase the soil information, which is another $25,000, but it's totally worth it. Graham Pearson, Funboy, good to have you guys with us. We now own this field. It's got some stone in it. Caveman's going to pick the stone. The pH balance is bad, so when Caveman gets some of these stones out of the way, Sharko. I was about to say, I thought we bought a a chainsaw. I'm going to clear these trees out because our future plan for these fields is to merge them all into one big field. So the lumberjack mod will do us nicely, and it will help us get the work done here today. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys had a good week. I hope you're not dreading going back into into the new week. Hopefully it will be a positive experience for everybody. And yeah, we could make a few bucks on these trees, but I'm not sure time-wise it's worth it. So I'm just gonna let Lumberjack do the job for me. And yeah, I know there are other pieces of equipment, but again, that's added expense we don't need, and we have plenty of money, or plenty of stuff to spend our money on already. Sharko gets to add citrus to the field. What citrus? Why is Sharko putting oranges on my field? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Jordan. Are you serious? Why so serious? So we bought this field. We're set up here, prepped and ready to go. It's already been plowed. It was fallow when we got it, so we can plant whatever we want. We are going to put one of the new crops in. Super JJB Cool. That's quite a handle you got for yourself there, bud. Good. I'm glad to hear you're doing well, though. Last but not least. Ah, that's so much nicer. I probably just killed our environmental score doing that.
What, cutting the trees?
Yeah, I'm just being sarcastic now. Okay, so I want to go back and look at the stuff that Eddie18 posted before he left us for the day. It was nice of him to drop in and post this stuff. I don't know, he might have done it yesterday for all I know. Anyway, found a way to get 100% environmental score and up to 23% yield. That's soil based though. Um, if you plant crops in the following order, it should work. First, direct drill the crop without using fertilizer, but with rolling. Yeah, we always do that. Then add lime to the field. After the lime, so he's putting the lime on after the plowing, or the planting. After the lime, weed the field with a mechanical weeder, and after that, let the crop grow one stage, then add the fertilizer. Okay, good information. We will try to keep track of that. Lifehawk, it's totally time versus reward. We need to work this field today, so because we need to get this field planted today, we've only got 1 day, or 1 month, I should say. We're going to put lavender in. This should be pretty sweet. I'm looking forward to it. But we are definitely putting lavender in this field, and it has to be planted before we move out of March, and it's... Oh, we forgot to jump up our time, and I'm not logged in as admin. Can somebody... Are you guys logged in as admin? Can you bump us back to 5 times? I was logged in as admin, and then right before I was ready to start the stream, my game crashed. Which almost never happens, but it did today. There we go. Somebody got us sorted out.
I got you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Perfect.
And there is a little spot on this field that is a bit annoying to collect rocks off of, but I'm trying to get that done first.
What's it? What's it doing to you?
It's just a small little spot on the field.
Okay.
It kind of pokes out to the north side.
I feel you. I feel you.
Just wanted to get that part knocked out before anything else, really, because I already knew it was going to be annoying.
Lifehawk, on this map, lavender is very much a crop. In the real world, lavender is also very much a crop. It never looks the same in the game as it does in real life, but lavender fields are amazing. If you've never seen a full-blown lavender field, you're missing out, because they are gorgeous. You're fine, Sharko. I was just trying to get out of the way when Caveman comes around. I don't know where he is, though.
He's in that little divot at the end.
Oh. Okay, I'm looking around.
I'm headed back y'all's way now, so.
Okay.
I got that little divot done. Now I'm just working on a headland.
Bruce Salter, good to have you with us, man. Sunday fun day, that's right. Once we open this field up enough to get the work done on it that we need, hopefully we'll get it done in time. So I asked Lifehawk, because he is just a die-hard Forza Horizon 5 guy these days. He kind of lives and breathes that game. If he wanted to head up a group on the Harv's World Discord to get together maybe once a week and just play Forza 5. This is not going to be streaming. It's not going to be stream or channel related necessarily, but if you're in the Harv's World Discord and you have Forza Horizon 5 and want to join the crew, please feel free to do so. He posted yesterday that the first event or first time playing together is going to be a week from tomorrow due to scheduling conflicts. So I just thought I'd get that out there. Also, don't forget that Farming Sins, who's not with us today, he might drop in later, his family is still struggling with his wife's cancer. They do have the GoFundMe if you want to help them out, or just share the link somewhere. That's always a big help too. And that is in the video description down below. What is the cost and input for the maintenance production building? Mr. Swede. Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Mr. Swede.
The cost and input for the maintenance production building. I'm looking. And I showed you guys all these before, but we've got all of these different different productions now from this map. I've got to find out which one is the maintenance production building. Oh, and that was something else I did want to show you guys today. What I think our focus is gonna be in the future. As soon as I find what. That's all electricity.
It's 175,000.
That's not what he's
It's-
asking.
No, I'm just saying that's the price of it if you're looking for it.
Oh,
And
I
I
see.
think it's 50 diesel to I think 25 power makes 125 maintenance.
That's a workshop. Oh, yeah, I guess that is it. So, electricity and diesel? Why am I
Yeah.
seeing cheese and potatoes?
Those are you get more out of it. So I think one's 25 diesel, 25 bread, some cheese, and power makes like 1,000 maintenance.
Okay,
It's just more efficient ways to make it. Like you're feeding a worker,
right.
kind of.
So basically this map requires us to run electricity and maintenance workers to... One thing we're going to need is a malt factory. If we want to make beer, we need this malt factory. And you can see, this guy does not fool around when he makes his placeable factory mods. These are massive. And that's a small one compared to some of the stuff that he's put together on this. So just finding room to place this stuff is a bit of a challenge in itself. How did I miss the brewery? Oh, because it's the first one. That's the brewery, guys. Look at that. I can't even get it all on the screen. This thing better produce a lot of bloody beer. That's all I've got to say. And that's 1.4 million. So we are pushing toward brewing. Okay, I can finally start planting my lavender, it looks like. Yeah, that's absolutely true, Midge. Absolutely, without a doubt. Electricity and maintenance. Most of the productions on this map require some form of maintenance, some form of electricity. So you are absolutely positively correct on that. How are you doing for stone on this thing, Caveman? Are we getting anything decent?
What I've done so far, I'm just over 2,000 liters.
Well, that's 8,000 liters of lime, so I guess I can't complain. But sometimes I still do. Life's been good to me so far, though.
You know what we might have to do?
What's that?
Might have to take and get a field just to do stones in.
Oh,
Farm
that's-
stones in a field.
If we could find one small enough. Boy, this is tight down on this end.
Oh, I was muted. I was gonna say we can't do that because it'll affect our environmental score.
Oh, that's right.
You're
It's
right.
total environmental score, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're right.
Not-
It is total. I forgot about that.
Not field for field, but
I might just have to buy lime.
well, that's what we've been doing so far to fill in the blanks. So yeah, this field is going to be a planting challenge nightmare. We're going to have to do something about this. What if you convert a field back to not farmland? What happens to your environmental score for that?
Huh. So you mean like paint it?
Yes.
Yeah, I have no clue.
No earthly idea.
That's a good question.
I mean, Jordan just made a good point. Can we buy stone?
That might be a thing.
I don't know. Can we buy stone? And can I get rid of these fences along the edge? I mean, this guy just tucked this thing in. Good God, what is this? Fort Bloody Knox? We've got it surrounded by trees. We've got fences to keep people out. Good God Almighty.
Stones.
Mm.
I don't. Let me see.
And we do have
No.
that protection. We have that.
There's not an option to buy stones.
Nope.
You looked at the pallets?
Oh, the pallets. I was looking at the see, there's a buy station for it. I can look at the pallets.
Because we have that production buy any production input mod.
Yeah, I think that's pallets.
Well,
If
I
it's
think
not
so, too.
there, we'll have to fix that.
Make a place to buy stones from.
Make a buyable pallet of stones.
Yeah, I get that. Well, now I know why. Now I know why you were having so much trouble getting out of this corner over here. Good Lord, this is awful.
Oh yes. Is Stones R Us a real place? Lifehawk, or is that something you just made up?
I'm sure that's something he just made up.
Because if that is something you just made up, if you don't mind, I'm gonna steal that to put that on the pallet of stones.
There you go. Good God, that was a nightmare to get out of. Alright, I'm gonna just try to circle around. Since seeding doesn't seeds don't plant if they don't need to be planted, because you know seeders are smart but fertilizer spreaders are not. Although I guess in precision farming they become a little bit smarter.
Just a little bit.
And also, like, there's no factories to produce lime either. Other than obviously the one we're using.
Oh, you mean hoping it would produce lime from a different source?
Yeah, but nothing.
Have to make a stone pallet then.
Yep.
Okay, for better or worse, I think that corner is seated in now. How much of a headland did you do, Caveman? Is there enough? There's probably not wide enough for me to go around the field, is there?
No, it's not. I only did one pass.
Okay. Well, I'm at least going to open up this end as far as I can. The name is all yours, Caveman, but you have to split the profits with Lifehawk.
What kind of profits there would be? It's a free piece of digital content.
All kinds of profit, right? Okay, maybe we
Yeah.
can actually get to actually doing some actual farming here, or seeding instead of fighting in that corner back there. Good God.
Sharko, if you're not busy right now, you want to go ahead and grab the fuel truck and bring it out here?
That's a good idea.
On my way.
Did you get that, Caveman? You could become a rock star. There you go. You could name your pallet Rockstar Stone. Or just Rockstar.
Rockstar's already trademarked.
Yes, it is.
I like the stones are. I like Stone R Us.
Oh, without a doubt.
He needs diesel the most.
Probably hard.
I'm down to a quarter of a tank. I'm not exactly... Look at that balloon shadow coming across. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I'm still at like 3/4 of a tank, but I saw somebody in the chat mention fuel check, so.
Yep. And precision farming fertilizer spreaders are as smart as seed. Yeah, that's what I was saying, David. Finally. So in the base game, you can run your fertilizer spreader across a completely fertilized field and it will just spread. That was one of the things that actually got me when I very first started playing. I didn't know much about the game, obviously, as most of us didn't. And I was really worried about the fact that if I spread fertilizer on a spot that's already been fertilized, would I burn up the crop?
Or like, yeah.
No, no such issues, thank goodness. There you go. For Stones Are Us, Caveman, you can you can use the motto, "We get you legally stoned."
Okay. There you go.
I'm really curious to see how this lavender does. Very curious. One of the things that we know we want to at least try during this mega playthrough, which is It's going to be a huge, huge, huge challenge. Something we've never done before. Especially not in 22, but I don't think we've ever done it on stream before, and that is we want to try to do a hog pig operation. I wish we had some kind of a mod that was a butcher house or a butcher shop or slaughterhouse or something, but we'll just be selling feeder pigs, it sounds like, which is what the base game really allows for anyway. But we definitely want to try to run pigs on this playthrough. And so far, I have not found any respectable, anything that I like anyway. Pig barns. I feel like the base game ones are all just rehash of the exact same animal barn that they use for cows and for chickens and for sheep. They didn't exactly get creative on those. And I'd like to find something that's a little more interesting than the base game stuff. Plus, if we're gonna do it, we always do everything huge. So, yeah, we would like something that holds at least 500 pigs. At least 500. And we'll place multiples at that point. But so far, the only things I've been able to find, because nobody's doing much in the way of pigs yet, mod-wise, the only thing I've been able to find is, basically revamps of the base game animal pens, just built to hold a few more, nothing truly interesting and unique yet. Paul Tonks, good to have you with us, man. Oh, David Smith has had a new computer on order for quite some time, and it's finally showing up, and he's just telling us that it's only 40 miles left to go to get to him. Outstanding. It's always exciting when new hardware comes.
It is. I just hope his 40 miles in his area is not like 40 miles in my area.
What, 40 miles is like 3 days for you?
40 miles is like a week. By mail.
Should I keep calling you Lifehawk, or should I call you Charlotte? Just asking. Ah, caveman? You stoned over what I'd already planted. On the end of this field, I did some headland to open up the field.
Didn't realize I went over what you had already done.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
Oh, wait, I read earlier.
Wait, maybe I've just gotten that far along. Yeah, it's kind of maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I didn't feel like I had gotten that far, but maybe I did.
I have.
Anyway, go ahead, Shurka.
So I read earlier in a comment that we should turn that divot into a placeable area.
That's actually not a horrible idea, except we still kill our environmental score doing that, right?
I think someone also said it's total field size. So I don't think it would. And I'm out of lime.
Based off total field size, if we shrink the size of the field, we could potentially get a better environmental score.
I don't think so. I think it's percentage of the field. So if like 10% of the field you missed, would not count it.
Yeah, it's just confusing at this point.
Yeah, it is.
I think if you miss a few spots when it comes to weeding or something, the game's not going to penalize you on that. It gives you some leeway. What the leeway is, I have no clue. At least that's what I was reading, is that the game gives you some leeway.
I'd still like to know if the game takes into consideration the possibility that you've removed field and turned it back into something else. And does it still ding you on your environmental score for field that's no longer there? Because if that's the case, we're going to have to only buy up the placeable areas as needed. Yeah, this is going to get all very funky by the time we're done.
Is there a placeable buy point for lime?
I don't believe so. We have 6 bags of lime back at the farm.
Do we? Okay, I'll go there then. So there's none in our factory.
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm up to almost 6,000 liters of stone, so.
Well, good. That's 24,000 liters of lime.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm having a hard time getting lined back up. I can't remember where I was and where I wasn't because it's been covered up with lime.
I was gonna say, we're also not going to get lime off fields anymore. Or stones off fields if we direct drill.
Oh, that's a really good point, too. We're just going to be buying lime, guys. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Or stone 1.
Or stone 1. If Stones Are Us comes in, that might give us a chance. There, man, that was... Whew! Total score affected proportional to individual field size, so small field size affects less than a large field size. Hey, Kaminsky, how you doing, bud? Kevin, I did see you come in. Good to see you again, man. Why did this one little field become such a challenge? It's my fault. I'm to blame. All right, go ahead, Sharko.
So what they're saying is if we do paint over the ground, we'll be fine. Is that what I'm getting? Because that actually placeable, I think, would be great for the maintenance building.
Well, I think
we'll
you're
eventually need.
extrapolating because all he said was it's percentage based.
Yeah.
So if one of your fields is 5% of your total field area, it's only going to affect your score by 5%.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that count in if you make it smaller. Oh, I see. Or the lime.
And make a small 1 acre field and just repeatedly plow that same spot.
Oh, well, that's not the worst idea. I think I'd rather just buy the stones, though.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the truck to go buy some more lime.
Well, you know, we could sell the stone picker at that point, and it would bring back in some money. We are going to sell our mulcher based on the information that we have from Eddie this morning. Since mulching is a 6% hit, as opposed to a 2% hit for not mulching. Which I think the whole idea that mulching is some kind of environmental damage is absolutely ludicrous, and Giants needs to do their research some more. But that's my opinion. Because what mulching is doing is putting nutrients back in the soil.
Exactly.
Buying lime.
Sometimes
we're still gonna have to rock pick when we expand fields and when we put new field or when we buy new fields.
That's true.
Sometimes I feel. Oh, go ahead.
It probably makes sense to keep it, the rock picker anyway.
That's fine. The cost for lime on this one, it's not exorbitant. As soon as I get
just
turned
bought
around
8
down here,
bags.
I'll look.
8 bags was what, 2,800?
Oh, that's not bad for 8 1,000 liter bags.
2,000 liter bags.
So 16,000 was $2,000.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, $350 for a 2,000 liter bag. So I mean, the lime is dirt bloody cheap anyway. I'm not entirely sure that we need to concern ourselves too terribly much.
Where'd you go with the truck, Sharko?
Taking it down to the field. Still need the lime down there.
Just saw your tractor still sitting in the middle of a field, so I wanted to know if I needed to bring that or find the truck.
No, I was driving the truck down to the field.
So we've got a debate on the whole mulching situation going on in chat. Well, not exactly a debate. Ain't that right, Eric?
So mulching gives 2% yield. It takes a 6% environmental score. But at least that's what Eddie was saying. No, it was not Eddie. Was it Eddie who said the 6%?
Eddie said
so.
it takes a 6% hit.
Yeah.
The environmental score takes a 6%. Should be 2% hit for not mulching and a 6% bonus for mulching. But then that makes too much. Yeah, exactly, Atomic. That's what it should be. On some maps, lime costs less from the sell point. Yeah, there's no lime sell point on here, David. There's nowhere to buy lime on this map.
We can sell lime on the map.
Yeah, we can sell
I
it.
think we can.
Lifehawk makes a good point. I'll bet there's no actual giants at Giants.
It does say you can buy it from
probably
the
right.
shop.
What says you can buy it from the shop?
Lime.
Yeah, you can in big bags.
No, like in the sell menu it says you can buy it from the shop. Maybe it's an invisible fill point. I'll have to check that out.
It is possible, Dust Bunny. Anything is possible.
There might be a reason for mulching, maybe, that Giants is aware of that we're not, maybe. Like it might help the crop, but maybe it does something to the soil that's not good, because it does tear the roots up.
No, it doesn't. That's the whole
I don't
concept
know.
of mulching. It's mulching them back into the soil.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's to do with the fact that it burns fuel. More fuel.
That's probably what it is.
That's
That's the only
probably
logical
what it is.
reason I can think of is fuel consumption.
And even that's pretty illogical, so...
Yeah. But what happens if you use the electric one? Then you're not burning diesel.
Yeah, so why would you get dinged for running an electric tractor? Aside from the fact that you're driving an electric tractor.
I mean, the only one in the game is pretty bad, so... But, you shouldn't be dinged for that, though.
That was quite the hill climb right there. That was fun.
I didn't see what this field looks like. What does this field look like for soil types? Oh, okay, not bad. Actually, no, that placeable area is silty clay. So we paint over it, it's not like we're losing too much.
He does make a valid point.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, what about a methane tractor then? Cause that doesn't burn any fuels. At least if you get it from cows.
Well, all I can say is Europeans frequently have a very different way of looking at things than we necessarily do.
That's always true too.
That's very true.
Electric may burn fuel when the electricity is generated. Well, that's the argument that I have, David, is all the people pushing for electric vehicles don't understand just how much environmental damage all those electric vehicles are going to do. And it genuinely has the potential to be worse than burning fossil fuels. Because we don't have the infrastructure to support that many electric vehicles in the world. We don't have all of the stuff that needs to be mined to create all of those batteries. And we're talking just in the United States, a couple 100 million vehicles here. Throw in the rest of the world, forget about it. Well, methane adds greenhouse gases, David, but burnt methane, does that create CO2? Probably.
Burn methane is CO2 and water, but you can pull methane out of the air quite easily. So, and if you take it from cows, which is already going to the air anyways, you're actually making it better because methane is worse for the environment than CO2 by quite a bit.
Wait, what's worse for the environment than CO2?
Just methane by itself. It is very bad for the environment.
Oh.
We'll see.
But if you turn it into carbon dioxide, it's fine.
Yeah, because plants and plants, trees, the stuff we're growing in farms, all that needs the carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
They can't use the methane. So you'd be helping the environment as well.
Tractors that run on vegetable oil, that's actually, well, anything that has a diesel engine has the potential to convert to run on those types of oils.
Yeah, I've actually heard someone do the math, and it doesn't actually make sense because the amount of fields you need to power a tractor to actually plant them, you need like 4 fields for 1 field.
How long have I been out of seed? I'm just running along having this environmental conversation and I'm out of seed. Thank you, Dust Bunny. Sharko, don't do any more lime until I know where I ended up at.
Yeah.
Wow.
So does the planter actually still make those lines?
It's still It's got the roller attachment on it. Remember?
Oh,
Can you guys move those trucks out of the way, please?
Yeah.
Actually, I can do it somewhere else, but we need to put lime and seed points down here anyway, or fertilizer and seed points. So I'll just get those put in. I'm gonna put them on the other side of the road for now. We can move them if we need to. Exactly, Redshift. Lithium mining is really environmentally destructive. That is absolutely correct. And that's just one component needed to make the electronics and the batteries for
You also have the rare earth metals.
There it is. Oh, I see where I ran out of seed. Okay. Almost, but not quite.
Let me know when you start planting again.
Yeah, if I can ever line up properly. Playing racing games has reduced my ability to drive tractors, apparently. Wet Coaster, how's it going, man? Good to have you with us again. Also recently heard, but not fully verified, that a single wind turbine takes about 80 US gallons of petroleum-based lubricants every year. I've been hearing bad things about wind farms lately also.
Yeah, wind is it's better than burning coal and all that, but it's not good because I think after 20 years, the wind turbine has to come down and it just goes into like, you just dispose of it. You can't. They don't reuse them at all
Well,
because they use composites.
and what I've been told recently, I heard from somebody directly, is that wind turbines actually produce enough, I don't know what you want to call it, thrust or wind coming off of them. It alters the wind enough that it can actually affect weather patterns.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
They can slow down winds. Yeah.
put 30 or 40 of them in a row. Well, no, that's like off the tips. It's almost launching
the
air
vortices.
up into the atmosphere.
Yeah, the vertices. The
So-
vortexes, I mean.
So it can affect weather patterns, which, especially farmers don't need. I always wondered because a lot of the farming communities in Indiana have, most people have signs in their yards saying no wind farms, no wind farms. But I never looked into it, and it makes a lot of sense now that I've been hearing about the negative effects of wind farming, so.
I mean, wind turbines, they were dirt cheap to set up compared to a bunch of other options.
Well, that's all well
And they're-
and good, but what are the
Wind's one of the most
long-term effects?
Yeah. I mean, they can become a lot better if they do what planes do and have little winglets on the end.
All right, easy. Take care, bud. You have a good rest, man.
Mm-hmm.
They can also be really damaging to wildlife too.
Yeah. Birds hit them. Apparently, though, I've seen that if they paint a wing tip, like one wingtip, a little bit of black, birds won't fly near it.
Oh, they won't try to go through the center of the circle.
No, it's the white. For some reason, birds will just try and fly through it. But as soon as they paint a slight little blackness to it, on one of the wingtips, birds will not fly near it.
Maybe
or
they
at least
just can't see it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wind farms affect Lifehawk's hairstyle. I would believe that if I didn't know certain truths about you. So. Yeah, exactly, David. And for some reason, I guess from what I've been told, like large birds of prey and stuff are very attracted to them too. So you end up killing a lot of the endangered species. Of course, that could just be environmentalists, you know, overblowing their point just to try to get people to listen. But
What I've heard is even with modern wind turbines, birds or cats still kill more birds. Like household cats.
well, domestic cats have been the direct cause of many extinctions.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, no exaggeration. And I'm a cat guy. I love cats. But yeah, domestic cats are directly responsible for multiple extinction events for in the animal world. Oh, I didn't expect this field to take this long to get planted, but there it is. Oh, and I'm in your way, so let me pull out of your way so you can finish liming. And Caveman loves to wash vehicles, so I will sit still while he washes me up. Oh, that tip up there is terrible. It's absolutely awful.
Yeah.
With silty clay.
It's kind of why I just said just paint over it and use it as, I mean, we've already planted in it, so. But.
Oh, after the harvest, we might just paint over it.
Yeah, 'cause you will need a spot for, the maintenance and, I guess power could be in our own place because it's a shelter, but.
Interesting.
Hate them big swirlies to hypnotize the birds.
There you go.
That'd be funny.
Sparky, how's it going, man? David, that's a very real possibility. Okay. Okay, our newest field, with the exception of, I guess we've got to wait for one level of growth before we can put fertilizer on it.
Well, that sucks. I didn't have enough lime for this field.
Oh, but now we need a weeder, so I will take the seeder back, run over to the shop, pick up a weeder, and I assume I can go ahead and weed this automatically as soon as it's planted. Isn't that what Eddie said? That you just go ahead and run the weeder over it?
I think so. So we're selling the mulcher off there, right?
Oh yeah, I'll grab the mulcher and
I already got it. I just wanted to make sure before I took it over there.
It's like, Caveman, can you bring some lime down?
You need lime.
Yeah, I couldn't finish the field.
I'll get you
One
the
or two
lime.
bags should be fine.
You want to go ahead and purchase it real quick?
just
Should I
do
just fill it?
full 8 bags, yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad for price for lime. 3,000.
Nah, that's not a bad price at all.
Oh, hi, Sparky.
Yeah, Sparky's got a busy day. I hope it's busy in a good way, Sparky. It's good to see you for a little bit. I appreciate you at least dropping in to say hi.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right. Rhetorically, what are our weeder options?
The big red one.
Yeah.
That's why
Make sure you get the
that's why I said rhetorically, which means I'm asking myself, thinking out loud.
Make sure you get the extension on it.
Yeah, that's your option. To extend it or to not extend it. That is the question.
Well, what's nice to know is I can extend it in the future. So I'm not extending it for now because we don't have any fields that warrant the extension yet. But we just have to remember that sometime in the future we can
When
add
it's time to buy a
extensions.
second one, it's time to extend it, right?
Yeah, more or less. Except, you know, since there's 3 of us, a lot of times we do need duplicates. This thing is so big, it's almost unwieldy. No, no, you just stop right there. This is Harv's world, not AI car world. So y'all better stay out of the way.
Give me a second, Cayman. I'll just go around.
Oh, Sparky says he's hooking up an electrical vehicle's charging station for a friend. Right up your alley, Sharko. Aren't
Yeah, I mean,
Why didn't you just fill it up, Sharko?
because I was just going to let you go back, and I'll just fill it up when I get back. Yeah, I have an electric car coming very soon, actually.
So have they come to install your charging station yet?
No, I'm just going to get my dad's friend's just going to install an outlet.
Oh. I thought with the car purchase you got one for free, basically.
No, most cars you have to buy it. Buy, like charging cable. I mean, it's only like 400 Canadian. So. You buy the cable. And then it's another 500 to install the outlet.
Another 500 to install the outlet.
Only because of the breakers on the other side of the house.
That's insane.
This weeder is so big it's almost unwieldy.
I mean, up here it costs only $3 to fill it. Like, to charge it from dead to full.
Well, the weeder just ripped all the grass out. There you go. You should just be able to plug your car into a wind turbine.
There is actually a few chargers around here that are like that. They actually are powered by a wind turbine.
You can hardwire the charging station. It looks a lot better. That makes sense.
You can, but they're a lot more expensive, and you have the same charging speed. So I just prefer a wire. I can take it with me when I go somewhere else.
Hey Mel, how's it going? Good to see you with us. Have we learned anything from this experience? Sounds like you have only yourself to blame. Yeah, okay, I got it. Something about eating too many hot dogs. Isn't that what I picked up on there?
There you go, Jordan. Sharky, you gotta hook it up to a bicycle and pedal.
Gosh.
There you go.
I mean, that would work. Just might be there for a month.
You'd be in good shape by the time you were done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you weren't in good shape by the time you were done with that, something's wrong.
Oh yeah. Charging the car at like 200 watts or 100 watts an hour. That would take forever.
Phone booths in England are the best form of transportation, and are very environmentally friendly.
Well, that's true.
So saith the Life Hawk. And for those of you who aren't Doctor Who fans,
I mean, I really don't think you have to be a Doctor Who fan to get that anymore.
it's enough
Much as
in
the
the-
TARDIS has appeared in everything else.
yeah, that's what I was just about to say. We do have Farm Sim Tardi. Wouldn't the plural of TARDIS be Tardi?
No, I think the plural of TARDIS is TARDIS.
Yeah.
Not TARDISes.
I think it's the same word.
The name. So I don't know.
Well,
Like,
Well,
kind of the name of it, but
isn't moose the same in the plural and the singular
moose,
form?
yes. Moose is plural, yes.
I think TARDIS is as well.
TARDIS is.
that's why
There
I
you
said
go. TARDIS is.
TARDISi.
For every, if you're talking about three, to say three is or three is. If there's four, you that's not your R.
Yeah, that's good English too, by the way. If there are two TARDISes, it's a TARDI, but if it's more than three, it's TARDISes. And if it's a whole group, it's a TARDIS of TARDI. I don't know. Come up with whatever you want to. English jacks up everything.
Yeah.
Alright. I can tell you right now, I'm going to hate this field for the entire time we own it.
Unless you paint that end.
We got to do something. Because this is a train wreck waiting to happen. And it's already been a train wreck just trying to get into all these narrow places with big equipment. We got to crack this sucker open. That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
So we've used 36,000 liters of lime on this field. For a cost around 8,000.
Well, by the time I'm done, I will have broken off 2/3 of the tines on this weeder, so. Just saying.
Uh,
Yeah, that's right, David. In English, there's more exceptions than rules.
yeah.
Oh, TARDIS is an acronym anyway. Funboy brings up a good point. Time and relative dimension in space.
So all our fields are 62 on the environmental score.
But we're doing this one differently, so let's see if that makes a difference.
Yeah. Huh. Dictionary has the plural as TARDISes.
Thank you.
Yeah. B. Yeah.
Really?
That's what someone in the chat said.
Yep.
Doesn't make any sense, but okay.
So, if you go through the TARDIS and then come back through the TARDIS, does that mean you are retardist?
The real question is can anybody honestly answer that question?
Exactly. It's slightly non-PC anymore. Appreciate it, Kaminsky. Take care, man. You have a great weekend, a great week to come. We will see you soon. And keep in mind, guys, while everybody's here, we will be streaming Tuesday this week, provided Sharko and Kate. Well, I will be streaming Tuesday. I'll ask the fellows later to join me. Tuesday instead of Wednesday. I'm traveling for work and will be out of town on Wednesday evening. And so that we can semi-keep on a normal schedule now, I'm going to bump that back to Tuesday
Instead of Thursday.
instead of Wednesday.
I know we had talked about possibly Thursday.
We did talk about Thursday, but then I realized I have an appointment on Thursday. So I'll be out of town Wednesday. I've got an appointment at stream time, or right around stream time on Thursday, so I have to do it on Tuesday.
Okay.
So our environmental score is currently 61, and it increases our sell prices by 3%.
Good. Lejo Sucilia. I hope I at least got that close to right. Good to have you with us. So the weeder in March. Our understanding is that when you plant a crop, which we have planted this crop. In the base game, without precision farming, you can definitely weed immediately after planting to take care of any future weed problem. Apparently, it works very similarly under precision farming. So this field was just planted in March with lavender. We put lime on it, and now I am weeding it to make sure weeds do not grow. And
It was plowed, but who knows how the game registers that, because we didn't do it.
yeah, we just bought this field, so it had a plow texture on it. We don't know if the game registered that plowing state or not, but we did direct drill seed. I don't know if that makes a difference once you've already got plow on your field, but we're running out of time in March anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. I don't know if does the field info say it as soon as you plant it, or only when weeds start to grow?
In the base game, it definitely shows it immediately when you've planted it. I don't know under precision farming yet.
That's us just we're also doing this to get into routine too.
Well, there's an easy way to check.
Just get out and look.
So I don't see anything that indicates weeds are growing. I'm assuming that plowed state is genuine.
Yeah.
Which means we wouldn't have gotten weeds here anyway. But better safe than sorry. Heck, this might be a field that we plowed as a contract.
Yeah, so the environmental score doesn't increase our prices by 15%. It says 3%.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, 19's still a great game. Nothing wrong with FS19. Yeah, that's just the issue, David. It was plowed when we bought it, but we don't know if it was genuinely plowed or if that's just a texture thing. All right, Mel, go enjoy your waffle. Have one for me, too. Especially if they're Belgian waffles.
Mm-hmm.
With some fruit. Blueberry syrup.
Ooh. I like maple syrup and bacon. It's my favorite.
That's because you're from Canada.
Yeah. Probably. Still good though. And maple syrup on sausages. Or the sausage rolls. They're good too. But only real maple syrup. Fake maple syrup isn't as good.
Maple syrup is good once a year on a stack of pancakes. And then I've pretty well had my fill of maple syrup for the next year. But that's just me. Nothing wrong with maple syrup. It's just not one of my favorite things. And I wasn't, born in Canada, which means I did not have
A lot of it. Red-
a,
available.
a maple syrup infusion at birth. Because in Canada, I've been told they literally take babies right after they're born and drain a pint of blood and replace it with maple syrup in Canada. So
Helps us to stay cold in the winter.
is that
Or
right?
warm in the winter. We are totally joking. That does not happen.
Ah, Rooster, good luck. Go get her, man, or go get him, whatever. Just have a good time. Relax. Take care. Yeah, fair
It is,
enough,
yeah.
David. Fair enough.
Chicken and waffles. Huh.
Nope. No chicken
Yeah,
and
this is
waffles
no-
for me. I've never
It's gonna be
understood the
so
chicken and
dry.
waffles thing.
It'd be so dry.
Well, people put maple
Yes.
syrup all over all of it.
Maple syrup does not make things more wet. Just adds more sweetness.
It adds a little moisture.
Like, okay, a little, but not enough to chicken. Gives me a dark meat, but
And if fried chicken is made properly, it's not dry anyway.
that's fair.
It's juicy and yummy and drippy and greasy. And you should eat it every single day if you're pushing for a heart attack as soon as possible.
Make sure you have maple syrup with it too.
Yeah, you can have my share of the maple syrup.
Okay.
If you're serving chicken and waffles, make sure that the waffles are on a separate plate. I don't want my chicken on top of my waffles.
Okay, I'd eat them separately. Should not eat them together.
No, but chicken and waffles has become a huge, huge, huge thing now. Like,
Really?
yeah, it's
That's the first time I've ever heard of it.
just now.
Yep.
Oh no, it's been building in popularity for say the last 10 years or so, and now
Huh.
it's really reached that jump the shark point. I don't know why I'm doing this since we've kind of determined that this field really doesn't need the weeding anyway, but it gives me good practice.
Mm-hmm. So right now, what we're low on is nitrogen, lime, and weed controls is what we're lacking on. But we haven't harvested it yet, so it won't update.
Well, we haven't seen any weed. We won't see any weeds.
No,
so
I'm assuming it's going from the previous harvest year with other farmers. This is our score, because it only apparently updates once you harvest it, the environmental score. So we won't know how good our fields are until we harvest them.
well, our fields are like Mary Poppins, practically perfect in every way.
Yep, well they're only at 60.
Well, that's
On the environmental
because
score.
that's because I told you to bribe the environmental scoring people and you didn't do it.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
You got distracted by something like you always do, and they never got
Yeah.
their money, and now we're gonna have to take a hit on our environmental score because you didn't pay the guys like I asked you to.
Is that supposed to be part of the 18 million I'm supposed to pay back to you guys?
Yes,
He can never spend money on what he's supposed to.
I know it. I know it. You are preaching
true.
to the choir, man.
Well, to be fair, I don't have access to the bank account anymore.
Well, that's true because you're paying it out of the 18 million that you ripped us off for.
Yeah. I didn't rip you off. I still have it somewhere.
Like he's got a tractor sitting over here. He left running.
Oh yeah, because we can afford to waste money on diesel at $5.50 a gallon.
I think it's only 7. Or 7. It's only 7. Oh gosh.
Only 7 a gallon, not 5.50.
Yeah.
You know, because 7 is better than 5.50.
Yeah.
So I have to ask this question, and I mean it all in, well, I'll mean it how I mean it, but did your mom ever tell people stories about dropping you on your head as a baby?
No,
Oh, okay.
but I did get suction cupped 3 times.
Suction cups being pulled out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't know if that has
Okay.
anything to do with it, but
That might explain a thing or two.
It's not a bribe, it's a gift to the EPA and a tax reduction. Absolutely.
yeah. Oh, we just lost 18 million.
Matthew
I stole
Albert,
it.
good to see you, man.
It stole the 18 million. There you go. There's a tax write-off.
Alright, I think we're done with March.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Kevin. Chicken with mushrooms and garlic butter. Yum.
Does sound good.
Oh yeah, that's
Is
right,
it ho-
Atomic. California is way more expensive than anywhere else on gas.
I think gasoline up here hit $11 a gallon. If the math conversion's correct, I've done before. It's back down, but it was up there. And diesel is
Oh,
even more than that.
in a gallon?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It gets even more expensive up northern in Canada too.
Alright, let's look at our fields and see where we stand. And I just want to see regular field info right now. Although getting it to update, okay. So 4, 5, and 6 are going to be ready to harvest first. And then everything else is kind of a variation after that. It doesn't need plowing. 21 has stones in it. Weird.
21 was,
Oh, it was already
Already
planted when we...
yeah, it was already planted.
That's right.
We bought
Okay.
that with a crop.
Well, we look pretty good in that regard. At this point, pH looks good all around. Nitrogen looks good except for field 22, which should be ready for nitrogen at this point. And we have no yield information yet, so...
Well, if we skip to June, we can start harvesting. But
Yeah, but we have the potential to earn $250,000.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do.
there's a sowing contract for
So,
on 78,
78.
and
It disappeared.
it just disappeared.
What was it, about $250,000?
200,000.
What was it seeding?
I didn't see. I just saw seeding. I went to click it, and it went poof.
If that was potatoes, there's nothing on this planet that would get me to plant that field with potatoes.
No, it was with an actual. It was actually with a proper planter.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I just
okay.
didn't get to see what it was. Actually, it should have been planted in the field.
Well, tell us about the contracts. What are they? What do we got out there? Oh, what
We've
is
got-
this?
So we've got 4 sewing contracts that aren't extremely pricey.
Oh, this
We've
is
got
lavender.
2
Is
fertilizer
weird looking.
contracts.
I'm sorry.
Now we got contracts are disappearing left, right, and center.
You better
Oh,
let them
man.
catch up.
I think it's it was Hearst. They wanted us to plant in 78. 'Cause that's what was planted in it.
Have we tried playing the game Max Reality? No, because it's a game, and I don't need reality in my game. I would find that very tedious. I mean, 1 to 1 hour, What, I'm gonna take a year to get through 1 year of farm sim? No, thank you.
I think there's actually, you can do it half time, so you can make it so 2 years in real life, so 1 year in game.
Okay.
Why?
So there's a handful of fertilizing contracts. There's
Oh,
a bunch of
77.
baling contracts, and there's one weeding contract.
Oh, I know what it
I was gonna say 77's a good fertilizing one.
Yeah, 45,000 for 77.
Yeah.
is. Well,
I will go ahead and knock out the weeding contract for 8,000 on 67.
I'll accept the fertilizing.
if you want to lease another fertilizer spreader, go right ahead. Because I'm fertilizing our lavender right at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that there, Sharko.
Lease. Where are they? Which one's the one we have?
The Stevie's Amazon.
Okay. Lease is 1,300.
Honestly, Leho, we do try to stay off the fields. I've been cutting through that one just because it's our own field. For the most part, well, yeah, we just don't play hyper realistic. We take shortcuts here and there. I appreciate the point you're making. And because we're playing multiplayer on a dedicated server, that also doesn't translate very well to like running things like crop destruction, because sometimes if we glitch, you know,
We just drive right through a field without, purposely doing it.
exactly, the game will
Glitch you into the middle of a field, and you don't have a way to get out without destroying the crop.
Yeah. There is 77. Oh, it's that big boy.
I really do not like the new way that he's done his GPS lines. I think it's crap, and he needs to fix them.
What's wrong
Because
with them?
once a field is growing, you cannot see the bloody lines anymore.
They were a lot better in 19.
And I think it's because in 19 they floated above instead of were sunk at ground level.
Is there a way to change that? I don't think there is a way to change the height.
No, I don't think so either. Or trust me, I would have found it by now. Remember how we were talking about lavender being a very dense crop?
Oh yeah, I bet it's hard to see in there.
Darn near impossible.
Well, I mean, there is no rule saying we can't use workers.
Well, on this field, tucked in that little corner area, I don't think the worker was going to do much.
We have courseplay.
Oh, that's true, we do.
Yeah.
It's alright, I've got it sorted now.
If you've determined that courseplay is actually pretty good. Not the best, not perfect, but
It actually works on multiplayer in 22, unlike 19.
yeah.
And works well, no less.
Yeah, not too.
Oh, there we go. I finally got the pain in the neck stuff out of the way, so... Oh, and I'm just hauling mail along here.
Oh, there is a way to raise it up, Harv.
What is it?
It's literally just called offset, line offset, and it raises it. Thanks, Redshift.
Oh, thank you so much. Hallelujah. I can always count on you guys to sort me out.
So,
But when you have like 25 heads, it's a lot better than just one.
Ain't that the truth?
so is it doing what you need it to now, Harv?
Yeah, yes it is. It's floating above the crop. Well, see, line offset, it should be called line height, because offset
Yeah.
means you're shifting it left or right.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
But that's on the right side though, for the left or right. On the right side of the control panel.
Honestly, Lifehawk, I think you're on the right track with lavender. It's used as a scent. Generally considered very calming. People will use it for, their bubble baths and essential oils. Essential lavender oil is very, very popular.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Is it used to make any kind of dyes or colorings? That's a possibility. Because it's got a nice, rich purple
I know it can
color.
be used. I don't know how much it's used. I think if it's used a lot, I just know it can be used for dye.
Remember what you were asking about, Sharko, about a higher capacity spreader?
Mm-hmm.
I think David Smith just solved part of the problem for us.
Add a different, or add another sprayer on the back.
Yep. And
That
you don't
would
have to run them individually. One will pull fertilizer from the
Oh, yeah.
other.
You know what else you could do that would make a lot more sense because you could hold a lot more?
Yeah, just
Put a
run a
trailer
little
on the
trailer
back.
behind you.
Yeah.
I do like the look of these lavender fields when they're coming in. Have you guys seen what they look like on second growth stage?
I haven't seen second growth stage. I've only seen what it looks like.
That field right next to our farm is in second growth stage.
Is there any purple on it yet?
No, it's actually very different from what we saw earlier today.
Oh, really? Huh.
You should
that out.
You should take a look.
Yeah.
Lavender oil is lavender oil in cooking, really?
Huh. I know
Yeah,
sunflower
lavender
oil.
infusions.
No, that's a fair point. I don't know what lavender tastes like.
It tastes like
Thanks.
Ugh.
That's helpful.
Deep frying fries in lavender. Ugh. Tastes like lavender.
It's a floral infusion.
Yeah, like I know rose is one of the floral flavors that they like to use.
Oh, what? Why is it? Huh? It is completely different.
That's what I'm talking about.
Huh.
Second stage
think-
is different than first stage.
Is that the real color of it?
I don't know.
Huh.
When you find out, tell me. You know, there's a nice placeable area right over here by field 21 and 22.
Here, 21 and 22. Oh, right. Yeah, right.
I keep hitting the wrong button.
Yeah, 404.
You're very right there, Atomic Sneeze. We use it around here for that as well.
Oh, there you go, Dust Bunny. That's a good one. Used for rodent repellent.
Yeah, apparently lavender is kind of that color.
Okay.
Right before, it's not always this color, but apparently sometimes it is this color when it's about to be harvested. Or like, before it starts growing the purple stuff.
So here at 21 and 22, there's actually a placeable area that we could utilize. It's only 100,000. We don't need to buy it right now, but we could set up like a secondary farmyard down here and put small factories in it, and maybe just incorporate part of field 22 right into it there. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say this, for at least for most of the factories, you don't actually have to worry about transporting stuff because they'll transport, at least power and maintenance will just be transferred automatically.
Right. Lavender is someone in this channel's middle name. Lifehawk Lavender Infamous. We call him LLI for short. In fact, Lifehawk might just be a shortened version of Lavender Hawk, so I'm not entirely sure how you would come to that conclusion, but
Yeah, Atomic, the density is not realistic, or at least not the way it's growing in the field realistic.
no, it's not at all.
If you grow them in, yeah, long arches or lines.
What, lavender?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually
It
grown
grows.
in rows, and it almost looks like a bush by the time you're done. By the time it's done growing, it's like this big group of bushes all down one row. There, if you ever get a chance, Google lavender field, because it's some of the most spectacular field pictures you'll ever see. They're absolutely stunningly beautiful. Okay, guys, what do you, well, I'm gonna look at contracts and see what we got out here. Caveman is weeding, Sharko is sharkoing. I haven't heard any tractors sink yet, so.
I actually can't really sink this tractor. It's kind of hard to sink it where I am right now. No water at any of the ends of the fields.
I'm surprised you guys didn't hit the new contracts button.
I did.
Field 78 has a $152,000 fertilizer contract on it.
That was definitely not there when
Yeah, it wasn't there a few minutes ago.
I am taking it.
Then we can share fertilize buy point.
Well, that'll pretty darn close to finish us out for April. So when you get done with your fertilizer contract wherever you are.
I'm just below it.
Oh, perfect.
So I'll place down
What do you think the odds are that a helper would get my tractor to that field?
the bridge. I'm
About
iffy about.
About the same as the odds of Sharko going an entire year without sinking a tractor.
So very low. Got it.
Very low. Oh, I don't think I've seen that, Midge, but that would be stunningly beautiful too. Holland has some amazing tulip fields.
Where do you want me to place this fertilizer buy point?
Wherever you want, it's $100.
I know, but it's okay. I'll put it near on the field 78, just because we're gonna be doing that for a lot.
A lot.
There. It's at the bottom of 78.
Did you borrow the fertilizer spreader, or did you just lease one?
I leased it.
Okay.
A lot of them were giving you options for manure spreaders.
Yeah, this one was manure.
Oh yeah, this one actually had a slurry spreader, if you can believe that. Can you imagine how much slurry you'd have to haul to do this field?
You'd have to buy it. Or have a ridiculous amounts of cows.
Ridiculous amounts of cows. Oh, I've got to cross the bridge up here to get over there, don't I?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I'm kind of actually glad to see a weeding contract instead of a herbicide contract.
Yeah, if only they paid something.
I know, but I'm kind of glad to see they actually added it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
You'll see it when you go into the field where the buy point is.
I lagged coming across the bridge. I almost sharkoed right into the water.
I just like too, so it must have been a save.
It was a save.
We're gonna need more than one of those fertilizer buy points for this field.
Oh yeah.
So that's 79 right there. Now this is the one.
The little tiny field is 79, yeah.
Now is when we need a big trailer load of fertilizer. Good lord.
Is manure better than solid?
Manure and solid are, well, oh. Is manure
Or-
solid fertilizer? Okay.
Yeah. I'd say manure's not. Slurry, if you have slurry, would be better. At least with precision. But I mean, for solid you can just buy. If you have solid or if you have cows, it'd be cheaper to use that if you have enough of them.
If you have enough.
That's a big if. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it works. Well, in precision farming, manure. How do I want to phrase this? Manure gives you a fixed amount of nitrogen. So solid fertilizer is actually better in precision farming because you can spread it, or your spreaders will determine the amount of nitrogen you need on any given piece of ground. So it's constantly adjusting its spread rate, where manure, it's just going to be a flat layer of, say, 50 points of nitrogen added.
Slurry sprayers also spray proper amounts now too.
Do they?
Yep,
Yes.
you just add it to the tank, and every tank has it. Has an option to buy it.
Okay.
As far as like using just straight up manure, like if you got a field you know is going to need a lot of nitrogen, like I mean a lot of nitrogen, you could go and put down the manure first and then come back over it with solid or with slurry to get it topped off. But with just regular manure, you're going to have to watch that you don't over fertilize because it is fixed.
Right.
Now, if you're doing it on a contract and you've got enough manure to do contracts, I mean, you don't have to buy fertilizer to do the contracts then.
Mm-hmm. But contracts use a lot more though than your own fields.
Yes, they do.
Which manure would be a good choice on contracts then, because you still get the contract, but you don't have to worry about going through so much solid fertilizer.
I guess, yeah, because manure's I think still a set rate that you set it to. I think. I don't know. I don't know how manure works. There's no slurry has a thing for the tanks.
I'm trying to get a headland done here. I won't have enough fertilizer to go around this field once.
Yeah, I know it's ridiculous.
And technically in the real world, you need to sit on fresh manure for at least a year before you put it on a field. Because when it's fresh, it's just they call it too hot. it's too powerful. It actually needs to kind of age a little bit to let some of the nutrients leach out of it.
Yeah, it'll, like kill the actual crop.
Yeah,
It'll burn the crop.
you can burn out your field. Yeah. And I think I talked about this on Friday, but guys who do high quality hay fields and are trying to get the maximum out of their, or keep their fields at the best possible hay, will not use manure on those fields, just because manure has the potential to introduce noxious weeds.
Oh, apparently, David said manure sprayers also are now optimal,
Oh, they're optimized for precision farming too?
which also means they burn way more manure than on contracts.
Hey. Now on a contract, you get to do it on a contract. You pull like 5 feet and dump the whole trailer load.
Pretty much.
I just
Place
placed
one at the top of the
another-
field.
No, I placed it along the bottom edge of the bottom of the field.
Oh,
Kind of halfway,
Right.
mid,
oh, you have two on the bottom of the field now.
oh. I'm being a genius and assuming that the spreader's on the back where I normally run it, when it is not. So I was nowhere close to filling this up. Man, I cannot, for the life of me, get straight today. Yeah, right, Atomic? Look at all that tractor swallowing Sharko liquid. Somebody needs to write the Sharko sunk a tractor poem. Sharko sunk a tractor, I'm very sad to say. Sharko sunk a tractor, so it won't be out to play. That's a question that's been asked a lot, Rodney. And good to see you with us, man. Appreciate you dropping in. How late are you? I'm sorry, I'm catching back up with chat again. We've been on for about an hour and 45 minutes, and who knows how long we'll go for. Our normal time is 2 hours, but that doesn't mean anything.
Nope.
We could be here longer than that.
Very well could be.
24-hour stream.
No.
No. I mean, yeah, sure. Let us know when you get done with that.
Oh no!
Uh-huh.
I guess it's time for me to entertain the chat for 24 hours.
That's right. Now I
That's
actually
gonna go
think
well.
I've set the offset a little too high. There we go, that's better. Well, and if you think cattle manure is hot, poultry manure is very hot, so you do have to make sure and let that sit. Don't use it immediately. You're
Oh,
done,
yeah.
Sharko.
Field 77 is 96% ink bleached.
That's because this map is so big it takes forever for anything to update.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a pop-up saying that my field was done yet, and I've literally weeded like 90% of the field, if not more.
Yours, weeding completed.
Okay, well, I ended up weeding the whole field anyway.
I appreciate it, Rodney. Thank you so much, man.
Can you guys hear the car in the background?
Nope.
Okay. There's a car just flooring it outside my house.
Can't hear a thing. Discord is doing its filtering duties.
Mm-hmm.
Or
It's really
dookies.
loud.
Okay, so how much more can we make on contracts?
Probably not much more after this fertilizing one.
Probably about 30,000, I think, is the most we can do in April. Still.
Where are
so
you?
So I'm good to go ahead and take this $7,000 weeding contract.
Sure.
I'm gonna go north to south.
Well, as soon as I get around and finish this headland, then that's what I'm going to do also. And no, I am not being perfectly neat about it. David, 48-hour stream.
Oof.
Why not just go for 72? 144?
A week. 1 week stream.
7-day
168?
stream.
A year stream. Can't stop streaming to the end of the year.
I think a week is 168 hours, right?
That doesn't
no
sound
idea.
wrong, but no idea.
Well, if 72 hours is 3 days, 144 hours is 6 days. So 168.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there it is all the way down there.
I'll have to like refill after every two passes.
Yep. That's what I was talking about. We're going to need more than one.
One at the top of the field, one at the bottom of the field.
Just place one right in the middle.
Well, that's kind of where I put mine.
I think it means literally in the middle of the field.
Oh, literally in the middle of the
I
field.
think that would paint over the field.
It will.
It will.
Be a little island in the middle of the field.
Yeah, you guys have been awesome today, man. We've had a really good crowd.
Yeah.
Appreciate you
we've had
hanging
a
out with us.
Really good crowd.
Now the question is, can we get field 78 fertilized? Well, we can. Just how bloody long is it going to take?
Longer than you want it to.
I think it's longer than they want it to.
Yeah.
Alright, I need to put a helper on this, guys, for a few minutes. Sharko is going to take over and start a conversation. I've got to step away for just a minute, but I will be right back.
Okay. Caveman's here too. Oh, never.
Yeah, but you're the one he tasked with it.
That's true, so I guess it's my responsibility now. Oh no. I don't think I could do a 24-hour stream. I know Harv doesn't want to do it. I don't think I could do it. I mean, I could stay up for that time. I think my voice would die. I don't know if I could do it.
Or we do a 24-hour silent stream.
Maybe a silent stream. I could do a 24-hour silent stream. But I'd need time off for that. Do not have enough time off to do a 24-hour stream. Maybe in the winter. Oh no. No, we're not. We're fine. The worst thing I could do is sink my tractor. What's the worst that'll happen? Blinking tractor, it didn't harm anyone. Ooh, some smooth jazz. That would actually be kind of nice. Smooth jazz just in the background.
I was thinking more along the lines of heavy metal, but
No, you just have a massive field, caveman, like a 2,000 acre field. Just put course play on it, have a stream, and just have like some jazz in the background.
oh yeah, you don't even have to watch it.
Nope, just leave it be there and have it run at normal speeds and everything. So every once in a while you come back and you'll just switch task on that $200,000 field or 2,000 acre field. Like, oh, it's time to plant. Let me just go grab the planter. And then just put it back in there. 6 hours later, you come back, change it out again. Huh, wonder how well that would do. Probably not. Fertilize to the Doom soundtrack. I guess that is possible. Do a relay stream.
The Doom soundtrack.
Huh. Yeah.
I would do that.
So, okay, so Caveman, when you're streaming for 2 hours, you can play the Doom soundtrack. Only up in Harv's tank's empty. And he's in it still, so I can't even get into it. No, whatever.
You know what else? You know what else would be good to do it too?
What?
The Burning Moon soundtrack.
Hmm. Well, so Caveman, you'll play metal music when it's your turn to stream. I'll play jazz, and Harv can play country.
Sad part is, I think Harv would rather play the metal than the country.
Probably, but we need 3 different sounds. I actually used to be in a jazz band. I played the baritone saxophone. Funny though, because we actually had like 8 flutes, but like no clarinets. So I always had to play like other parts because we didn't have enough.
Oh wow.
So like sometimes I'll be like not like the full-on parts, but if it was like a part that needed like bass boosting or whatever, kind of, because there wasn't enough of them, I'd be kind of helping them, my saxophone parts, just because we didn't have enough clarinets. Or alto saxes, or tenor saxophones, or trumpets. But we had like 8 flutes, for some reason.
Near South Boston, Virginia. Nobody
West
asked.
Virginia.
We're at in Virginia. So
Ah. Well, you could drive across what, Virginia, what, in a couple hours?
depends on how fast you want to go.
Your normal speed, caveman.
Depends on how fast you want to go.
Okay, the speed limit.
It's gonna take more than a couple hours.
Going the speed limit up here to get out of the country, the closest I can get is 4 hours. From where I live. I guess 3. 3 hours if you aren't going the speed limit. 4 hours if you are going the speed limit.
If I'm not going to speed limit, I can be in.
Oh, who's playing the elevator music? You know what? I guess I have to play the elevator music. Oh, can I cancel this helper from the menu? Nope. Cause it's course play. And he's in it. I don't think his help. Oh, is this helper charging money? Yes, yes it is. Harv's wasting us money.
Yes, I am. My apologies. I really had no choice in the matter.
No, no worries. It's not like it cost a lot of money.
Just running fuel on the
Just-
field.
Just running a bit of fuel and helper money in the helper.
Somebody was playing elevator. Who's playing elevator music?
No, you're talking about a 24-hour stream and doing like a relay where like one of us would stream and then we'd switch to the other and then another. So we'd be like split it up.
Yeah.
K-Man's playing metal music. I was gonna play jazz music and
I guess that leaves me with elevator music.
well, that's what the chat's saying.
Okay. Some smooth jazz to soothe our tortured souls. Oh, we should have kept track of how much fertilizer we bought to complete this contract and see.
Oh, I don't. It was gonna say, oh, it'll tell us, but no, that's only our own fields.
Well, we bought other stuff. Oh, you're cranking right through it over there, man.
Oh yeah,
Catch
we're already
up
more
to
than
me.
50% done. She's getting up close to 75%.
Outstanding. Atomic, you actually bring up an interesting point. You were in band but learned all the brass instruments. They translate across each other pretty well, but I've never heard anybody outside of the Salvation Army ever mention an alto horn before. They're not common in like school bands and such. Brass bands use them frequently.
Our school had an alto horn.
Nice.
Also, actually, we had a lot of just only like one or two of everything, but like a lot of just a bunch of weapons.
Weapons?
One thing we didn't have was a bass saxophone. I wanted to play the bass saxophone so bad.
I was actually just telling somebody about this the other day, but I was in band also, and I learned to play at the Salvation Army on an alto horn, but when I went to high school, I switched over to French horn because they didn't use alto horns, and I actually went to college on a scholarship playing the French horn.
Ooh. Yeah. Our music room was so small, I had to put a mute into my baritone. Because either one, no one could hear any other instrument, and it hurt people's eardrum because of this tiny room. And the back of the room had noise suppression, but not the front of the room. And that's where we faced when we were like doing it. So it's just I had to put a mute in it, otherwise it's too loud. I was like, "Can we get a bass?" She's like, "You won't be able to ever hear again."
There we go. We do a 24-hour stream, and Kevin and the guys he plays with do the background music for 24 hours.
Oh,
Live.
Live, that's
oh
right.
gosh.
It has to be at one of your guys' places because my apartment complex would kick me out.
I guess I live on a farm, so.
So does Caveman, essentially.
It's true.
If my internet would handle it, I'd say, come on down, guys. Let's do it.
Sub-contra bass? A sub-contra bass sax. The only horn you
How
have
deep
in your
is
band
that
is a
thing?
car horn. Sub-contra bass. Holy crap. That's got to be huge and just...
That would be massive.
Funky
considering
looking.
A bass is massive. The thing like a bass is like 5 feet. It has like a tube going down and up. It's yeah. I also would love to play the soprano saxophone.
Oh, so, I mean, you're talking about a glorified clarinet at that point.
It sounds different though.
It does sound different, but it looks like a lot like a clarinet.
It basically is a clarinet.
Right.
Just sounds different.
I think a clarinet is actually, well, it is. It's made from wood. It's a woodwind.
Saxophone's a woodwind.
Yes, that's what I said.
Yeah, even though it's made of
no.
brass.
Well, yeah, you just threw my point off. The
Oh.
reason it sounds different is a clarinet is made from wood and a saxophone is made from brass, even though it's considered a woodwind.
Hmm.
Technically, it's not because it's not made from wood. Any saxophone being a woodwind, but that's also based on the type of mouthpiece that it
It's
uses.
the mouthpiece,
So,
yeah.
and the fact that you have to blow through a reed. Hey, there's Eddie.
Oh,
So
there's Eddie.
Hey,
what
thanks
we're
for dropping that heavy knowledge on us earlier.
Mhm.
Really appreciate that.
all of your information about precision farming, Eddie, has been invaluable. It's just so helpful as we start learning this whole system. Thank you for sharing that with us, man. Shouldn't we be done with this by now?
Pretty close, I think. We're at 87%.
Then we haven't missed that much. So,
My end, I technically have.
oh, and what were you coming down here doing my end for?
Because my end was like, it was squished down, so I was getting the bigger areas first.
Oh, I see. Alto, French, trumpet, bugle, trombone, baritone, upright tuba, sousaphone. You know, I mean, I was in a large high school, and we had a large band, about 150 people, marching bands.
Ooh.
And, you know, you see those guys carrying the sousaphones on the field, and it's, you know, a big bass horn that's sitting on your shoulder. And they make it look so bloody easy. It's not easy. Those things are heavy and will tear up your shoulder after a while of carrying that thing around.
I know, we did, a band, once for, our other Catholic school, because I was in a Catholic school board. So we were playing for the band, because there was a big, I can't remember what was going on, but a big thing going on. And, everyone else could hold their instruments, because they were all, like, alto saxophones and all that. I'm sitting there with the baritone in my hand.
Are you just
That
too
thing was
small
quite
to
heavy.
hold it?
Or saxophone. Luckily we did have,
Saxophones
went and
come
got
with saxophones come with neck straps. All of them do.
yeah, the baritone just, doesn't have a neck strap. It has a harness. It does not go around your neck.
I want to
At least
say
the one we had was
our
too heavy.
baritone sax players had neck straps.
Oh really?
I'd swear they
No,
did.
Oh, ours had we had one that was a brace, like it went around your body to hold it, and not just your neck. The tenors and altos had neck straps.
Maybe I'm thinking of the tenors.
Yeah.
I probably
Actually,
am
our-
thinking of tenor
yeah.
saxes.
Our baritone saxophones had a harness. Well, we had one, and it had a harness. But yeah, no, without it, I could not have carried it. Without the harness.
Well, you've got
It's
a
not
big,
for as long
huge
as you played
section
for.
down here that hasn't been touched yet.
Mhm.
I have no idea what you were talking about earlier, but
What?
exactly. What?
We're at 98% completed.
Oh, then this will take care of it easily.
I just don't think it's updated yet.
Hey, FF, how's it going, man? Oh, there it is.
Completed it.
There it is. Woohoo! Man, look at all those contracts we can't even touch because we can't earn the money for them.
Yeah. If I unload this, do you want to fill up yours?
Yes.
Unload this again.
I'm going to check our
Can't-
money and see where we're at.
Can I unload this?
So we're at 197, basically 198,000. So that's 205. So we can get about 45,000 more out of contracts. Well,
How
that's
much space do
bailing
you
work,
have?
I think there was
think.
a $44,000 fertilizing contract earlier.
Now there's a 57,000. That's too much. We can't take that.
I thought there was a 50 or a 45 earlier.
There might have been. That was a
It might have
33.
disappeared.
So we need 45. There's a 22. 15 and 19 is 34. That'd be 47. Oh, wait a minute. 38 and 7. That's 45. Plus some change. We're not going to quibble over less than $1,000. So there. That should be our 50 grand. So I wouldn't get rid of your fertilizer spreader yet, Sharko.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm just going to go in back and fill it up.
Okay.
Oh yeah, at least the baritone saxophone required a lot. I can imagine an even bigger saxophone.
I think that's going to work out fairly well. The 250,000 a month.
Yeah, I think it's going to work out well.
I mean, you can see there's probably another $300,000 worth of contracts available to us, but there's no point. We don't want to make this too easy on ourselves, and if we just relied on I mean, and honestly, no more than you guys like to watch them, do we enjoy doing contracts. They're not that much fun. It's just, you know, you're doing the work to bring the money in. But that's part of your first couple of years of farming in Farm Sim.
You know what we ought to do
What's that?
for a play? This is a playthrough idea.
Roll your tractor
not-
upside down?
No, we're not allowed to have our own farmland. We have to do everything from contracts and still need to do the same amount of money we're doing in this playthrough per year off of nothing but contracts. But we got to do it on like a smaller map, so it's not that beneficial. Like small field map.
I have to make sure it is actually possible.
Yeah, I'm going to say most maps. I'm not thinking you'd get 12,000 or $12 million a year off of just contracts.
You probably could off this field.
I think it could be possible. We just have to find a map to do it with.
A map that loves potatoes.
There you go.
Calmston Farm, maybe. Calmston has some pretty chunky contracts on it.
Oh, also Rodney, yes, grass is completely off limits.
Yep.
At least selling wise.
We cannot do grass. The rules for our $12 million playthrough, or $1 million a month playthrough is what we're calling it, are in the video description down below. I did update them today to include the $250,000 a month in contracts rule, but contract money cannot be earned during our $12 million years.
Well, you can't count. That's what I thought you said.
It can't count, but by the time we're making $12 million a year, we were not going to need to do contracts for anybody else. What are you people
Where's
doing
19?
walking in the street?
Why can I not see field 19?
I see it blinking.
I see
On my
60
mini-map.
blinking. Did I read the number wrong?
There's a whole crew of people walking down the street right here that I just about wiped out. That was funky.
Why do I not see field 19 blinking?
I see it blinking, and I see field 11 blinking.
I only see 11 blinking. Oh, there it is.
Oh, we never sold the weeder. It's still sitting there. That's alright.
The
Oh.
weeder.
You mean the mulcher?
Oh yeah, the mulcher.
Or the mulcher, yeah, I forgot. Mulcher, not weeder, mulcher.
I can run up there and sell it real quick.
6 of 1, half dozen in there. It's not a priority or anything. I just
No,
was
so I think it's
driving
sitting in
past
the-
the shop and saw it in the building. Like, oh, I forgot to go in and sell that thing. All right, Graham, you have a good day at work, man. Appreciate you hanging out with us today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unfortunately, Rodney, we talked about that. We knew that we couldn't personally do grass, and we just turned that into to apply to all grass, even contract grass.
I guess we could do contract, but we wouldn't be able to sell the bales to follow or
Yeah.
keep our rules. So
You know, the
So-
cabbage
yeah,
fields
that would-
don't look bad when they're first planted, guys.
oh no, is it just
Nope.
that one stage?
Yeah, just the final growth stage is just so bad it's not even funny. Are you on field 19 already?
Yep.
I almost sunk the fence. Almost. I stopped in time.
Field looks. Field 19, yeah. It's weird. My thing's coming up showing it's already been fertilized.
It might have been.
Well, it's barely taking any seeds or fertilizer compared to what it normally does.
Maybe it just needed a touch-up application.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is going darker. It's not low.
Do we like the map so far, guys? What do you think?
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean it's just a flat map, so you want anything interesting like that. It's not the map, but as a map-wise, I'd say it's a good map.
Yeah, I like it. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm real interested to get. Oh, well, of course we started on the same row, so I'll shut down here and go to
No.
the far side of the field. Or did you do? You didn't do headlands though, did you?
No, I haven't done headlands.
But yeah, there's some interesting industries. He's built in some infrastructure requirements that I'm not entirely. I don't know about yet because we haven't learned how they all operate completely yet.
Valid.
I know it's possible to make power and maintenance, and that's it.
Oh, thanks, Caveman. Now
You're
I
welcome.
sunk the fence.
How'd you sink the fence?
I didn't. I thought I did, but I didn't.
It's not deep enough there. Can you get the water out of those ditches?
Oh, that's a
No.
good question. Have we tried to fill a water trailer from the ditches?
Oh, fill a
You-
water trailer?
You
Oh, I
can't
see,
pull
yeah.
it from the shallow ones.
There are some
Yeah.
very
But
deep ones, which I found out over the weekend.
That you did, yeah. Yeah, you might be able to fill from those ones.
It's probably an issue of being able to get the trigger underwater. That'd be my guess.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm still pretty decent on after 2 passes. Fertilizer. I mean, it's still getting low and using a bit, but we're nowhere near as much fertilizer.
Good God, man. No wonder you got done so quick. I mean, I thought I was running fast, and you're at like warp 75.
He's
GPS
at
was
Mach
not happy with
Shark
that.
now.
Yeah, man, 27 today, guys. We're doing really good. Thank you so much for being
Yeah.
with us.
Then my tractor's, I think, faster than yours, Harv, by like 1 mile.
Well, I have my cruise control set to 30.
Ah,
So I have a question. Any of you guys maybe in Europe, do you guys see a lot of fields with these berms along the edges? Like, see that big hill over there? Or, you know, the big slope right there on the edge? Because a lot of the fields on this map have those, and I just wondered if that was a very European thing, because you don't see that in the United States. Not at all.
No, not at all. You see trees though between fields. That's about it. Trees and some rock fences sometimes. So I should make a trip mod that has a water trailer with a boom to dip it in the water. And I'm out.
That would be funny. At least a boom that has a small pump attached to it that you could just reach out and dip the pump in the water. There is a certain amount of logic to that.
I mean, real life you'd probably use a hose, but we do know Person doesn't really have a hose,
Well, that's true.
so
The pump would be attached directly to the trailer, and you just have hose to stick it in the water wherever you need it.
yeah. But I think a boom would be pretty cool though. So you could just drive up beside like a deep thing.
Did you place a buy point over here, Sharko, already?
I have not. No. I should probably sell the other ones.
Yep. Well, I'll let you finish up here. I'm gonna go try to find that. Is it field 11 is our last field?
Yes.
11's flashing. We don't want to do with the leftover fertilizer, just kind of drop it off in our base.
Yes.
Yeah. We can always throw it in the silo if we need to store it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That always happens to me when I switch cameras. My game freezes up. And it gets really loud. There, that's better. Ish.
Hey, I play.
Wow, that was trippy. Oh man, this is magically lagtastic trying to drive in first person in this tractor. I gotta get out of this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was just super lag.
Yeah, he dropped down to like 10 frames a second.
Less than that. It was horrible.
I think my stream's behind. Yeah, my stream is behind.
Oh, I can swing into our yard and pick up more fertilizer for this thing. Shouldn't be too far away from field 11, and then we'll pretty well be done with April. Our rye field is coming along quite nicely. Looking good. Field 19's done, Sharko.
Mm-hmm.
In case you missed that.
Field does look pretty good. Oh, this lavender field up here at you were talking about before.
Is this all silver now?
Yeah, it looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's only one negative that we found on the map so far. Well, that we don't care for. Maybe other people will. I don't know, but I think general consensus would be that that particular issue could stand a little work. But it's the harvest stage of the cabbage. Well, that's the other thing the map has to offer. Lots of different new crops. So you're not just stuck with the base game crops. But the final harvest stage on cabbage could use a little bit of love, to say the very least.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. We're going to return the sprayer now.
Yeah.
Where's the sprayer? It's right there. Return.
Not ours, Midge. Our rock crusher's not making money. I'm pretty sure we turned that off, didn't we, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. We also haven't updated our rock crusher because I don't like the fact that they forced it to require water. I think that's a stupid idea and it should be outlawed. Except for special cases like greenhouses, animal pastures, things like that, but I can't think of a single factory on this planet that doesn't have easy access to a water supply. So hauling water to a any kind of industrial facility makes no sense and has no place in the logic of my farm sim.
Even if they charged you for the water, like, you know, oh, well,
Yeah,
just,
give me
you
a
know,
water
you're-
bill. Be my guest.
Yeah, give me a water bill. But the fact that you have to haul water, it's not it doesn't make any logical sense.
And realistically, for our gameplay, all that really means is parking a water trailer and putting a fire hydrant next to the water trailer and never moving the water trailer. Just, yeah, just pass through filling everything up until it's topped out and then coming back and doing that every once in a while anyway. So, well, there we go. So that ends contracts for April. And
Even chasing me trying to wash my tractor.
that's weird. Oh, there it is. It updated. Well, we went over by $8,000. But we were very short for 3 months. So if, you know, let's call it 250 plus or minus 10,000, but not deliberately. How about that?
I thought you were going to say as long as it averages out to no more than 250,000 a month period, we were good.
Well, that's semi-reasonable too, but I mean that realistically means that, you know, December and January, when there were no contracts to do, we could bundle that up in the future, and I don't know that that's necessarily fair either. We have to take it as it comes.
Well, it would be if somebody would figure out how to make snow contracts a thing.
Right?
That'd be nice.
Okay.
250K ish.
Well, zipping forward to May. Yeah, 250K ish. Plus or minus 10 grand. You can see we are trying to be honest about it, so. And I'll always show you the dollars. Okay.
Ooh. There's the semi-trailer auger wagon on sale. I know we were looking at getting interested in something.
Oh, the conveyal?
Yeah.
Unless we really need it for something. We have future costs that that I'd like to focus on a little bit more before we get into
Bale's
all
not
of
worth
that.
it.
Caveman, you like weeding?
Yes, why?
Field 78, weeding, $43,000.
Okay.
Sharko, you might as well go ahead and release your fertilizer spreader. Because right now that's all we have to do.
Yeah.
Fertilizer, 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 fertilizer. Nope, that's enough for now. Okay, well, back to the fertilizing. Average,
At least 2.
average for a month over a year, so that would mean that if we have 0 months, we could roll that up into other months. That's not unreasonable. One thing I did want to check though, I want to look at our fields real quick and see where they sit. Okay, 4, 5, and 6 rye is coming along nicely, and I think we're probably harvesting that. Or is that our barley field? No, it's rye. Rogan. It'll be ready in June. Okay. Okay. Alright guys, that puts us at about the 2.5 hour mark. It's been a fantastic stream. It's been great having you all of you with us today. As you can see, we've just got another month of contracts to knock out here. Hopefully we can get to the 250,000 mark. We will see. And I'm headed the completely wrong direction. That's standard for me. Sharko, Caveman, any final parting thoughts and words?
See you Tuesday.
Yeah, see you Tuesday, because it's Tuesday this week.
That's right.
Not
Don't
Wednesday.
forget, we're
Tuesday.
on Tuesday evenings this week, or Tuesday evening this week, and then back to our normal schedule next week on Wednesday. Anyway, guys, as always, it's been a pleasure hanging out with you for a Sunday stream. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, because we always do. As always, we very, very much appreciate you coming along for the ride. And until next time, y'all take care.